Welcome back to Hemorrhoids.net. I'm going to show you today a few apps that help you get around, especially, well, mainly if you're in London, I suppose. I'm going to start off with what I think is probably the best of the bunch. It's called London Journey. I've had this one quite a long time now. I think I have reviewed it once already, but I'll give you a quick overview of what's going on here. It's the most complete of all the apps. It does cost, it's something like $2.40, which comes out around £1.40. You start off, you got the basics like a tube map. It's kind of an odd looking tube map because it's sort of geographically correct. Well, no, actually no, it's not. Look, the inside bit is, sorry, which makes it look kind of weird. But then it's not as you get up outside of Zone 1. You get tube statuses. There we are, minor delays on Victoria. So if we tap on the minor delays, it gives you a bit more information on it. We can look at the weekend, which I think is a great addition, so you can see what's going on at the weekend. Again, you can get a bit more detail. You get live departures, which I think is fantastic. So it has some of them stored that I've used before, or actually no, sorry, those favourites are the ones that I've used before or that I've favourited. Initially it just shows me what's nearby, which is great. So I tap on West Finchley. So High Barnet via Bank is at the platform. No, it's not, because I can look out my window. Anyway, I've found generally it's pretty accurate. We might hear any moment the northbound High Barnet tube coming in. So that's the kind of live departures. It basically will give you the information that's on the digital board when you get down to the platform. I like that it's got kind of a one-touch plan journey home. I haven't set a home location look at this point. No, don't worry. New journey. You tell it where from, you can tell it your current GPS location, you can give an address, you can give a station, give it a postcode. So let's go with Finchley, and let's say we're going to Baker Street. You can tell it that you're leaving or that you're arriving at a certain time. So let's say I want to be there for 4 o'clock. You can, down the bottom, you can select which mode of transport. So let's say I don't want to use the trams or DLR or ferries. I just want buses. If I just want buses and tubes, look, you can plan a walking journey. Oh my goodness. There are sort of advanced options for fastest route, fewest changes. You can select things like you can't use stairs or escalators, etc., etc. You can say you want to cycle it. You can give maximum cycling, maximum walking times. You know, it's all very, very complete, this app. So I'm now ready. I'll tell it to plan my journey. So then it's saying, okay, where exactly, what Finchley? So, oh, here's that tube. I don't know if you can hear it. West Finchley. Okay. So these are my options. I can see that 2 different tubes, 2 different tubes, 3 different tubes, 2 different tubes. I'm surprised there's not a bus option. If I tap that, it tells me to go to the Northern Line towards Morden, King's Cross, Scotland, Hammersmith and City. And they're going to be all pretty much the same. So those are my different routes. I can see on the map. Anyway, so you can see on the map where you are, where the stations are, all that kind of thing. If I say, I'm surprised that it didn't give me the bus option, because it should, it's actually the easier option. Oh, I'll tell him I'm at West Finchley again. And it should be saying you can go the 82, there we go, right the way down. All of them probably be the 82. It tells you which stop to get them from. So London Journey, for me, it's the most complete app. But then one that I found very recently, PubTran London, is a much simpler version, but still pretty powerful. So it's got in the boxes, I don't know how well you can see West Finchley, so it knows roughly where I am. I tap on it and it gives me, so I could tell it I'm on particular bus stops and stuff, so Nether Street. When I say 2, it's got, because I've tested this before and I put Baker Street in, so let's put Baker Street in again. Find journey. So that's a much simpler. At this point it's not got updates and statuses, I don't believe, but I think they're in the works. This is a free app as well. Let's see how quickly it finds me a journey. So it says an hour and 3 minutes. So it says if I'm at Nether Street, buses come every 12 minutes, get the 221 to Argyle. I find it a little bit harder to read, then I walk, sorry, okay, so that's then get a bus, the 221 from Nether Street to Argyle, then I walk to West Finchley, then I get the Northern Line towards Morden, so there we go, it's, then we can tell it to load the next ones. Now, you can, again, look, so I've got in there bus, tube and rail as my options, and the preferred route is as fastest. You can have with fewest changes or with the least walking. So the options are there, but that's it then. Enable GPS, you can tell it to use your own GPS location. So that's PubTran London. It's a free, but still very, very useful app for getting around London. Now, some people don't know the tubes, some people think they're too expensive. Here we have Catch That Bus. So have a quick look at the preferences first. So we can launch it in the different modes. I'm on the main menu. You can launch straight to the map. Satellite view on the map, nah, it gets a bit cluttered, etc., etc. So if we go to the map, all these yellow dots, and it'll take a second to load. I am using the 3G connection, well, HSDPA rather than the Wi-Fi, so you'll get a rough idea, or we should, maybe I should switch to Wi-Fi, of how quick. Let's turn Wi-Fi back on. Try and speed things up a little. But basically, let me show you my favourites then. So they've got the ones near me, so the bus stop near me says approximately 1 kilometre away. And then there's 2 that I use if I'm getting in and out of work. So I tap that. It now tells me all the different buses that are coming. And in theory it tells me, so it's 8 minutes past 2 right now, so it tells me in 2 minutes there's a 460. In 5 minutes there's an 82, look, that's the one that I usually catch. So this one doesn't do any planning for you. It just gives you the information you would want. So again, this is Gloucester Places in central London. Let's come back to the map, see if we've now we've got Wi-Fi. See if it'll load a bit quicker. Come on. Oh, so that's Ballards Lane. So each individual bus stop is marked with an arrow showing roughly which way they should be going. That looks a bit wrong there, but so if I tap on that bus stop, well, in fact that's the one that I favorited. Let's tap on a different one. Let's tap on this one. It's actually on Long Lane. If I tap the little arrow, I can see the departure board. I can show it on Street View. Oh, that's quite cool. I haven't even seen that, so you can look at it on Street View so you know what you're looking for. So the departure board. There we go, Archway and Southgate are the buses here. So yeah, I think it's a really useful app. It doesn't help you plan your route, which would be a nice addition, but it's good if you know where you're going. You can check, if you're sat waiting for a night bus or something, it knows when the night, that it's the night schedule. And it did seem pretty accurate. So I was sat on a 30 or an 18, and I had to run to get it. But when I was on there, I looked at the next stop ahead, and it said the 18 was going to be there in like a minute. I was like, okay, that's the one I'm on. And it also said 2 other buses, and I could see 2 other buses up ahead of me. I couldn't see if they were the numbers that it told me. So it looked pretty accurate. So a couple of other things. Well, one of the useful one for you with all this public transport is Oystercatcher. This one's very simple. It's a free app. It just tells you where you can top up your Oyster card. So it tells me where it thinks I am, which is a long way off. I don't know why it thinks I'm there. Anyway, and you can, at the bottom it gives you the information, so the address, it's saying what company it is, and I can slide it over to different shops with different addresses. So if you are out and about and your oyster's running low, it shows you where you can top up. So that's Oystercatcher, all one word. It's a free app. And then the final thing, if you're really stuck, Cab for Me, which basically lists all the sort of nearby, so it tries to guess where I am, well not guess, but it tries to see where I am. And then I can press search companies, and it should list all the cab companies that are sort of located near me. So there's sort of 3 within a reasonable distance. Wood Green Cars, it gives me their phone detail, gives me payment methods, which is just cash in this instance, available cars. I'm not quite sure what that bit means, because you do see, let's try someone different. Oh, services, look, 24/7. We can review them ourselves. We can tap to call. Look at this, look. So available cars for 4, 5, 6 people, 8 people. Services, payment methods. Whoa. Now, I don't know if that's what there's even the web address, additional info. So it seems a really useful. And if you think there's one missing, if you know of a company, you can add it yourself. Look, and I think it gets submitted to the app makers, who then decide if it goes on or not. You can favourite companies. You can have recently used ones. It seems a very useful a little app if you really get caught out when you can't use public transport. This will find you a cab company. So there we go. My name's Andy, hemingjoys.net, and my guide to transport apps for getting around London. Follow me at AndyCR15 or Hemingjoys, which is just simply at Hemingjoys. That's all. Thank you very much.